y'all. Happy Wednesday. Money on time. No CP today. Tap in, brother. I think there's a way you could ask to join my live. Is there a request or something you can click on? There we go. Hey.
What's going down?
What's up? What's up? I see
How are
people
you, sis?
coming in. I'm doing good. I've been everywhere and back today. Like, I got here like maybe 15 minutes ago.
Hey, the hustle don't stop. I see you.
It don't.
I appreciate you. I'm happy to be tapped in with family for real. So
Oh, for sure. For sure. Let's get this, let's get started.
you know,
Like,
I'm
first,
sending it to a bunch of people.
oh yeah.
I'm share
Let's
that
get them
share the
in. Let's get
live.
them. I'll do that. I'll do the same. Let's get them all in. They need to hear this. Let me put it.
Okay, sis, man, what up?
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Boom.
I sent it to mad people. We'll see. See how it
Yeah.
goes.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's start with how we first met.
Man, more family vibes. You
For
know,
sure, for sure.
people
It was so
making a
funny because I
connection.
was like, yeah, my auntie Nisi told me about you, dude. And you was like, nah, that's my
Yes,
auntie
that's
Nisi.
mine too.
It's crazy because like our families known each other for since high
Forever,
school. Yeah, high
forever.
school buddies, and
The Richmond is special because of that, right? It's not. I don't know why growing up I just knew it was a million people in Richmond, and we were a major city, quote unquote. And it couldn't be any further from the truth. So,
facts.
um, college and post college, I ended up living in frequenting like smaller towns and could never even trip like why I was way more comfortable in like small borderline country spots. And it's like Richmond is small and country for real, because
Facts.
it's like everybody's related, everybody's cousins. And then especially when our parents were raised how they were, um, more by committee and church being an intricate part. It's like the connection is crazy. So grandparents and aunts and uncles having real ties, and so it is one like, man, everybody your cousin. It's like if you from Richmond, yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
so small. We thought it was so big growing up, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
small where we just
yeah,
know everyone.
yeah,
And it's a beautiful thing because that's how people can connect and grow. And yeah, it was raw. But
absolutely.
yeah, that story's a trip and
Yeah,
how you performed at my I think it
yeah.
was a charity event.
But this is how dope you are, right? So on your birthday, you go, yeah, the birthday is cool. However, I'm on something else. I want to host and figure out how to raise resources and funds for organizations and build network and community for organizations. And that's what you were doing on your birthday every year. You, at least since I've known you, that's what you've been doing. And
Yeah.
I think when you did that, I had been back in the Bay for 2 years exactly. And I kind of came back and got my job like squared away immediately.
Hmm.
And was doing well too, like better than I expected, like single, fresh out of college, and just wanting to get a gig, but not necessarily wanting to work in what I just got my degree for. I worked in staging and became manager dumb fast, and then wasn't happy at all, and got my first like proper placement on Sue's album, and it just so happened to be the record that he got Terrace Martin on,
Oh,
and I quit the day that that came out. Like the album didn't even come out yet. Like the artwork came out, and every my phone was going off, and I'm sitting at my desk. I'm like, what's going on? Like like super old man status. Like what is all this? What is all this twittering and all this? Like it was going crazy, and it's like, yo, you're on a song with Terrace Martin. I'm like, damn, for real? Bro, I went and handed my BlackBerry in, my keys, everything in.
yes.
No 2 weeks, no nothing.
Just like
And
I'm
then
out.
and then proceeded to struggle for the next 2 years like crazy. But in that, at like post quitting my job, my first time ever performing in the Bay was at your birthday, um, doing that piece that I had written. Man, I had probably written that a year prior, maybe 2 years prior, and just had it, just had it, and loved the piece and didn't really know what I was going to do. And but it's so funny when you write poems versus songs, but even in the same, it's like at the end of tour, you kind of want to end in your home city at the end because by the time you've done 30 shows, your set is so tight,
Right.
And so that particular poem I had written for a double ASU event for Pinole High maybe the year before or 2 years prior to, and just hadn't done it um, until that night. And it I knew it in and out, the beats, the emotions, and everything. I got to do it that night, and I met a lot of people that I still work with today at your event that night. So,
Really?
oh yeah, oh absolutely,
That's dope. They
absolutely,
call me
yeah.
like the connector. I love to connect
You
people
are
with.
you are you are the plug. You are indeed the plug.
I love connecting people together that just like-minded individuals and
Yeah,
creators. It's
yeah,
important that we all collab and grow. And it's
yeah,
one thing that you said earlier is that I admire you. It's like the fact that you knew what you wanted, regardless of how you knew what you wanted, regardless of how you was going to get there. You knew what you wanted, and you knew that whatever doesn't make your soul happy,
mm,
then you walk away from it. And that's
yeah,
some things that people are can be afraid to do. So
yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah,
I admire you for that.
I give my grandparents and my parents all the credit for that, right? Because I think part of their, as each generation and each individual goes on trying to define success for themselves, I think part of their, criteria for success is like, are their children better off than they were? And I know my parents, neither one of them had the privilege to go, I'm walking away from my job and going to, chase a dream, So it's that part isn't lost on me ever. And, I at the very least try to lead, with understanding how blessed I am to, to feel insulated and supported enough to go, you know what? I'm gonna do what I love as opposed to um just staying somewhere because it's convenient or because it's safe or because
Comfortable.
comfortable, So I feel so blessed to be able to have lived here, to have been supported the way that I have, because it's not easy, It hasn't been
Yeah.
easy, and I imagine there are some even harder days that lie ahead. However, what does get easier is the commitment to faith that you made essentially because it's like this is a leap of faith and it's
Facts.
you can't pray and be scared fam like they don't go together so
Right. Walking by faith and not by sight.
so that I do say that gets easier but it also has gotten easier because my community looks like you like
Yeah.
they like the people that are surrounding me that I can call the drop of a hat to execute a video up in Russian River and just be like, I'm on my way. I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring snack. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's all these different things we have access to as a means to sort of facilitate, our dreams that are mad grand. And I do feel blessed in that regard that I don't feel limited at all. No, ain't no budget, ain't no resources. There's nothing that I don't feel like can be um, that stand as roadblocks to execute what we've been trying to work on. So yeah,
Facts. That's amazing.
yeah.
So, want to ask a couple of questions. So, my first question is, what do you do when you first wake up in the morning? What
Now,
is your first thing that you do when you first wake up in the morning?
now I've been writing down my dreams.
Okay.
I got a notebook. I got a notebook that I keep by my bed, and it's funny because a really special person gave me this notebook too, and I'm talking to them right now. You, you gave me this notebook, and it. So a couple months ago, I watched. No, a couple weeks ago, watched Questlove's GQ Essentials, and he
Okay.
was sort of running through his daily routine. And one of his things, he was like, "Yo, first 15 minutes, I just reach over and start writing down my dreams."
Yeah.
And so I adopted that. Shout out to the 510 Media, the Hope Foundation,
Yes.
talking about the importance of routine. And so wanting to establish a routine for me, especially with late nights in the studio. So it's like no excuse to be accountable, get up and going about your mindfulness.
Mm.
And so the first part of the day is dedicated to mindfulness. So write down my dreams, light candles, do a little circuit workout, and then pray immediately is the beginning of the day. So, and it has been for a little minute now, and I could feel the shift ridiculously.
Yes.
So it's not
That's so dope.
it hadn't even been fair. So yeah, shout out to Questlove and GQ.
Yes. It's important for us to write down our dreams,
Yeah,
especially dream interpretation and understanding your dreams and kind of
yes,
tapping into
yes.
that because it's our subconscious mind telling us what we already know, but what we need to hear again. So,
Again, over and over again. And if any of y'all happen to be as stubborn as I am, good luck. I will say that. So
yeah, it takes time and
it takes
patience.
time for sure. Yes.
It takes time and patience, which with everything, patience and time is definitely needed. Um, what is your favorite album that you've not even album or EP that you have put out?
Oh, that I put out. I thought you was
That
about to
no,
say
we
somebody
gonna get
else.
into that. We gonna get into
Okay,
that.
okay,
But
okay,
first, I want to do yours,
okay.
and I'm
Um,
mad because I can't find my favorite one.
I think if you can't find it, I think we're about to say the same one. So
Okay, go ahead.
I did your event that first year, and then the very next year you brought me back when I was getting ready to release the unauthorized biography of Ella May, and and it's and by no means is it the best thing that I've ever done,
Hmm.
but it's my favorite thing that I've ever done because it was I had just quit that job as I said, um, and I was still sort of operating in this illusion or this space where this era of entitlement where oh, rap should be this. It's about this. I know this person. They gonna put me on. I was all this. I suffered from that stuff too.
Right.
In the beginning, and I quit that job, and life got real fast, right?
Hmm.
And so the making of that record is so special. I shout out to Andy Wilkie at the Nest and Tyler Emmerich over at the Nest in Richmond. I was living there as Andy was building out that studio, and he took his time and showed me how to use the machine, how to use the Juno, how to use the ARP, how to use the MP, how to record myself, basic EQ and technique,
Wow.
like all this amazing things that bro was just like yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do all this stuff so you can just do it yourself.
Wait, what year was that?
That was LMA was 16, wasn't it? Or it's
Really?
15 or 16, one of the two.
So that time frame from then to now,
Oh yeah, we've been busy. We've been busy. So it's
that's
like, but
crazy.
that's why I credit that time because it was like you going through it and I'm telling you, sis, I wanted to quit. I mean, if entitlement had a poster child, it was me. thinking the world owed you some. Well, like like bad, and to
Right.
be broken down that way, um, and have a whole new outlook and respect for entrepreneurs. Um, understand how understand how they demonize wealth through the lens of Black folks. Like I went through a lot of learning as a means to like understand what was happening for real. And one of the best things that could ever happen was that studio bug and learning how to use it. So I'm talking like across the world now because I've traveled so much since then. It's like it ain't a place that I've been where I haven't been able to create with just the basic necessities because of those lessons. And, so a lot of people's favorite thing to ask is like, how you work so hard, or how do you put out so much, or how do you do this? And it's like, bro, like we put in hella time to learn how to do all these things. And Andy been making music for shit 20 plus years,
Yeah.
so for him to, I was watching him build his studio from scratch. And I'm not talking like him buying things that man was in there building his preamps and everything. So it was a whole new respect for the paint on the walls of the studio, the bass
Yeah.
traps, who built the booth, this door, why is it lacquered this way? Why are they so heavy? What an inch of plywood? Man, there's so much stuff that you just go, I appreciate it all to be able to do it all. So
Yeah.
LMA, because all that is wrapped up into it, is my favorite record. It's produced exclusively by Half Black, with the exception of one song that my first song I ever produced is on that record too, and I think that's why it's special. Um, and then conceptually, I was living in a house. I just started indulging in smoking. I'm late to the party and cannabis for sure, but definitely pro cannabis and avid user, and belief in the flower and its and its properties. But I didn't start smoking until 15, 16. And so I had a pretty epic trip that night, and I
Okay.
I am absolutely positive my grandmother was in my room having a full conversation with me. Um,
Wow.
not about no music and nothing like that. We were just chopping it up about just like life,
Yeah.
and where to go, what the next steps may or may not be. There wasn't any definitive answers there, and there wasn't like a physical presence there. It was like her spirit, and we just kicked it. Um,
Yeah.
and how I interpret it is closure for whom I consider one of my first best friends, right? So, um, and I'm not sure how many Black youth from our generation can relate, but for so many of us, our first partners was our grandparents because our parents had us and then immediately went to work. So if it wasn't my Gigi, my mom's mom, or my dad's mother, I was between back and forth one of them. And so to this day, I consider both of them my first best friends. And so
Yeah.
for my dad's mom to sort of die, um, she was in Louisiana when she passed away. So she was like, wasn't there. There wasn't no goodbyes. There wasn't this long drawn out process. She was just like, I think I took her to the airport that last time, said bye to her. And then a few weeks later, it was like, yo, she gone, so that
Yeah.
it wasn't like this like sadness. It was just like, damn, I didn't get to tell my partner like you know, what she meant to me on a daily. And then, some of the decision making, whether she was happy or not with the career choice, I couldn't say for sure to this day, but I do know she always kept it real solid with me, through and through. So
It's
it felt,
beautiful to dedicate
yeah,
that whole EP to her. Was it
yeah.
EP or album?
We called it an EP. We definitely called it an EP, and just trying to be fancy schmancy. Like it was no real thinking behind it, but definitely
Whatever
call it an
it was
EP.
greatness. And
Yeah.
I'm mad I can't find it.
Oh no, we y'all blow Freak up because he's been thinking about it too, and wanting to figure out a way. People ask about that record all the time, and I'm like, I didn't even like I knew there was people tapped in, but I didn't know people was so be looking for it. And then Push, shout out Push, who is my friend since the fourth grade, but also the person I lean on heavily for mixing and mastering. he hit me the other day. He was like, "Bro, we didn't got so much better since them days." Can I please remix it, master that, and we put it out? So we'll do something special. It'll be yeah, it's 5 years coming up, so it'll be
Wow,
yeah, it'll be we'll do something for it for sure.
that's dope. That's dope. I like doing things in threes. Tell me three motivational quotes that you live by.
Mm, three motivational quotes. You can't pray
That's
and be
good.
scared. You can't pray and be scared. I don't know who said that, but the person I heard say it was 50 on a Breakfast Club interview years ago. Um,
Okay.
so that um, oh dang, you put me on the spot like specific quotes, but I got you. I got you.
It
Those
doesn't even, it's just things that you live by or things you remind yourself. It can even be quotes of your own that you tell yourself
um
to get through the
um
day or get through trying times.
we shout out to my Grand National brothers. We have a running joke that there's a Hove quote for every aspect of life. Um, and so if there is something that I'm quoting on a daily, it's something from Jay-Z.
Okay.
Any in the albums that usually get referenced the most are probably Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, and American Gangster, oddly enough. And I'm trying to pull. I'm just like I'm going through it right now and trying to pull stuff from AG, and I can't even think of nothing at the tip. Um, dang. The Success Record is a really good one because they use an excerpt from the American Gangster film. Success took a shot at you. You can be unsuccessful and have friends. You can be successful and have enemies. Um,
Hmm.
that's an important one.
Deep.
And not even in a like monetary sense, but it's just again they only demonize wealth to black people. You know what I'm saying? They don't do it to nobody else. And so
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot. And just our relationship with money, our relationship with finance, and our collective relationships with that. So like when we sit down at dinner and black folks, we ain't talking about no money. We're not talking about investments, um, partnerships, and how to beat some of these loans and all. Like this is a whole bunch of ways to work the system that because we're not collaborating on money, we wouldn't know to do. So that's a real important one for me. And difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week. Um, um, not a whole. He didn't write that book per se, but he put it in the Diamonds Are Forever Yay joint. And that's another one too, where it's just like we didn't been down, we ain't had nothing, we done built stuff from scratch and figured it out. So it's like I personally don't. There hasn't been anything that's been placed in front of me that I haven't been able to figure out, whether it come with a manual, and not being afraid to ask for help and say I don't know, and just being blessed enough to know some special people that I can hit on a whim. Like, fam, how you put this engine in real quick? You know, like I,
Yeah.
you know, and know somebody. So it's yeah, I would say those three for sure.
That's a powerful mindset to have,
Yeah.
knowing that all things is possible and that you could
Mm-hmm.
do it regardless.
Yeah.
So no matter what obstacles set your way, your path, you're determined to keep pushing forward.
Facts. Facts.
That's what's up. So you've been to my vision board events.
Oh yes. Oh, where's mine at? I got the headphones on, but I would grab it. I meant to set it right here. I had yes.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. So, um, has anything on that vision board came to life?
What? So at the top of that vision board, and it was so funny because I got to it late, um, and so you know with the magazines, there's kind of like these real clear cut visions you can take to sort of spell it out. So I got really excited about this sort of poetic kind of puzzle approach with this one and like just grabbing random images and just tell a story. And so there was this one clip, the excerpt, where it was like the revolution is going to be led through a woman. Um, and
Let's say that.
I had a real clear cut vision of being a part of a team that insulated and helped support and back a woman in the true sense of the word, and not in a, not in an entertainment sort of like get your hair done, you make, nah, none of that. Like, nah, fam, be exactly who you want to be, and I got you. I'm gonna hold you down. Um,
Right.
and so that was at the top of that board. And in the last year, I've gotten really close with the lovely Jane Hancock, and gotten to making a ridiculous amount of music with her, for her. Um, and I'm proud that her first single of the year I got to produce. So
That's amazing.
I'm excited. That comes out next week. So
Congratulations, bro. That's
yeah,
so
thank
dope.
you, thank you.
And
There
you,
was a lot on there that came true. The concept of a team, the economic focus and growth, comfort at home. What else was on there? Clear communication, more assertiveness. Like they were real specific. And I was so excited after the vision board party. I came home and like made a video to like run down to you what mine
yes.
was, I'm so grateful. The concept of just discipline and being more accountable. Like those were things that I said, but then also community, and we built Grand National. So
Yeah.
I'm proud. I'm really really proud.
And that's the thing too. It was perfect timing when you sent me over that video too, because everything was like, you know how life happens, and
Yeah.
then it always brings me in a great place knowing that I put in work for something and it
Yes.
actually um, assisted people on following in their
Yes.
dreams and being able
Yes.
to accomplish their goals, and just hearing and seeing that of how it was just it motivated me and inspired me to continue to push forward too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember after seeing that too, and I called and left a voicemail. I was like, "Bro, you got me over here crying and everything." It was dope. It was dope. It was really cool. So I really thank you for that, and thank you for just being supportive of the events that I had put together, and we've been rocking ever since. And then also, I the first time you did the poetry, and then you came was like, I was like, oh, can you come back and do some more poetry? He's like, nah, I got a band. I'm about to perform. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Hold up. You do music? I had no clue.
Yeah.
And when you brought the whole band, and it was literally it packed. People was
Yeah.
outside that was trying to
Yeah.
come in or trying to get air to go outside. And it was just it was you like that was crazy. Like that was
Yeah.
just bananas, and just
Yeah.
seeing everyone like hit me up like, oh yeah, so when's the next one? I'm like, man, I do this once a year. The next one. You know how hard it is to
Yeah.
put an event like this
They,
together, but it
they
was
don't
just
know. It's
dope
stressful.
to see the feedback and see the progress and see everything, and then like all your other shows and being able to go and just see you perform, and see Kate and just see everybody, Andy, I mean in the beginning Andy and everything. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was just really dope to see the progression, and to meet amazing collectives on the way of your journey. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm truly grateful for that.
Thank
Truly
you.
grateful
Thank
for that.
you. Thank you.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, so we did the top three motivating quotes. What about your top three songs that inspire you? I know you
Uh,
got to boil it down to something
or from me.
ever.
Oh, ever. Oh, that's no. That's way easier. Top three motivating songs.
Yes,
Um,
to keep you energized, keep you going through the day, to keep you pushing. What do you listen to?
Out. Outkast Bombs Over Baghdad is one of my favorite creations ever. The drums, their verses. Yeah, that's there. If we're going three.
That was definitely
Um,
my warm up song before I played past before I
facts,
played a game when I
facts.
hooped.
Yeah, yeah. Bombs Over Baghdad is just one. Is just one of them ones.
It is.
DLC is funky.
Okay.
Just because it's the first thing I can remember decoding and going, this might be the greatest thing I ever heard. I don't know if I heard what I heard first. If I heard if it's funky, or if I heard DJ Quick's Tonight. So those are my three. Sort of like if I'm not feeling good, I can turn either one of those three records on, and things will just change immediately because those are associated with some of the best memories ever. My dad, um, both DLC and the DJ Quick song, and then the Bombs Over Baghdad record is like my independence as a music lover. It's like I bought Stankonia with my own money, So
Okay.
so I have a whole different connection to that record.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I I was I'm a you already know I'm a huge Kobe fan.
Oh
And
yeah.
one of his interviews, they asked him like what was his warm up song that he listened to get ready. And this dude said the Halloween theme song.
Of course he did. What a sicko. What a
so
absolute sicko.
so while I tried listening to it, I was like, nah, bro.
Nah, this ain't gonna cut it. This ain't gonna cut
This
it.
ain't gonna be. I tried to get
R.I.P.
into
to the
it, like,
GOAT, man.
the beat coming in. I'm like, okay, maybe a little bit. Nah, it ain't right.
Nah.
It ain't. I
Rest in
couldn't get
power
up
to
there.
the
I
GOAT.
tried, Kobe. I tried. That's Uncle Kobe.
Yeah, he's a legend for a reason. That's a whole nother level of sickness right there.
For sure, for sure. Um, ooh, I know I wrote notes and stuff. This is so funny. Let's go ahead and do three affirmations.
Three
Three affirmations.
affirmations.
All right. So I want
Um,
you to fill in the blanks. Three affirmations. I'm gonna go with first is I am. I am
Powerful.
blank.
I
I
am
am
powerful.
powerful. I am powerful. I accept.
I
I
accept. I accept abundance.
I accept abundance. And I believe.
I believe in community.
Yes. 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 This is so dope. Thank you so much.
You already know this. No, this is really dope. Every time we get to talk, I always walk away like, damn, wish we got to share that with people. So we get to share it now. So
Yeah. And then
I'm grateful.
speaking of sharing with people, please let everyone know where we could find you at. I know you got that podcast.
Oh man,
Uh,
yeah,
and that's
yeah.
so dope. I try to tune in. I'm still on, I ain't gonna lie, I'm on episode like 14. I need to catch up.
No,
I
it's a
be
lot. It's a
trying. I be
lot.
moving around so much.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And then you like me too, like audiobooks,
Yeah.
audiobooks, and even other shows. But now, Meet the Brave podcast every Monday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Castbox, Simplecast, you name it. Across all DSPs, you can find Meet the Brave podcast. Yeah, every Monday, 7 a.m. PST. Episode 143 was this week, so 144 is coming up. Fastly approaching 150, and definitely proud
Wow.
of it. Yeah, shout out to my co-host LG, and one of my favorite people, one of my heroes, and one of my favorite creatives in the world is also our co-host and producer Alexius Franklin of Let's Bubble
Yay.
Productions. Shout out Lex. We film at the Reef Studios. I'm part owner of the Reef Studios in downtown Oakland. Um, Shout out OG Jaren, Brian Simmons, Alacia, Lucas. That's family. Um, Grand National, obviously a proud member of Grand National, and everything that the squad has been able to accomplish this year. Brave Area is the squad. Freak, Dave, Poe, G, Goldie, like they've been holding it down and slowly building something special. Shout out Sal as well. Yeah, you can Monty
It's a
Draper.
movement, a whole vibe.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
could tap in on Apple,
Oh yeah,
iTunes,
yeah. Music,
Spotify.
the music is everywhere. All DSPs, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, and then we're old school, so we got tape CDs, and vinyl too. So tap in,
Vinyl.
yeah,
Why
tap
I
in for
have
that
all the
too.
vinyls but no vinyl player?
But see, that's what's dope because you don't have to have one. You could. It's a. I got I got shelves and shelves of vinyl. So it's
Yeah,
like it's yeah,
it's art. It's definitely art.
it is definitely.
Yeah, man, it's so dope. I wish I could be like, when's the next show? But you know, due to COVID, but it's good.
Oh, don't you worry. We got something very special coming soon. So
Yes, y'all heard
yeah,
it first. Y'all heard
yeah.
it first on
You already
here.
know. You already know.
Thank you so much, bro. I really
All right,
appreciate
so
you.
you're absolutely. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone tapping in. Love y'all.
Love
Peace.
you.